In the radiant city of Medina, a light of knowledge was born, destined to illuminate the world for centuries to come. This was Imam Jaffar Muhammad al-Sadiq, the sixth Imam of the Al-Bayt, a name that resonates with truth, wisdom, and profound piety. Born in the year 83, he became a beacon whose teachings would shape the very foundations of Islamic thought, bridging faith with reason and science with spirituality. His title, meaning the truthful, was not just a name, but a perfect description of his character and the legacy he would leave behind. Join us as we explore the life and timeless wisdom of this extraordinary scholar, guide, and humanitarian. Imam Jaffar al-Sadiq was arguably one of the greatest teachers in Islamic history. His school in Medina was a bustling center of learning, attracting over 4,000 students from all corners of the world. Among them were future giants of Islamic scholarship, including Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Malik, the founders of two major Sunni schools of law. The Imam's educational philosophy was revolutionary. He taught that knowledge without wisdom is a dangerous weapon, while wisdom without knowledge is blind. He urged his students to move beyond rote memorization and to engage with the Quran through deep reflection and reasoning. For him, seeking knowledge was a sacred act, a form of worship. As he beautifully put it, knowledge enlivens the soul and polishes the heart. He saw the universe as a vast book filled with divine signs, waiting to be read and understood by the inquisitive mind. Beyond general knowledge, the Imam's most enduring legacy is the establishment of the Jaffari school of Islamic law, or fiqh. This school of thought, followed by Shia Muslims today, is built upon a balanced foundation of the Quran, the Sunnah of the Prophet, and the crucial role of reason, or He taught that the Quran and the Prophet's traditions are the ultimate sources, but that our intellect is a God-given tool essential for interpreting these texts correctly. A core principle he emphasized was the power of intention, or need. An act's true worth, he explained, is not in its outward appearance, but in the sincerity of the heart behind it. He famously said, "Worship is not the abundance of prayer and fasting, but the purity of the heart and sincerity of intention." This focus on inner purity, justice, and honesty defined his entire jurisprudential framework. Imam al-Sadiq was a master of ethics, teaching that good character is the very essence of true religion. His moral philosophy was built on simple yet profound pillars. First was truthfulness. Truth, he said, is the foundation of faith. Second was trustworthiness, declaring that he who betrays a trust has no religion. Third was kindness, he advised. Treat people in such a way that if you die, they weep for you, and if you live, they long for you. This compassionate approach extended especially to the most vulnerable in society, the poor, the orphans, and the oppressed. He taught that a believer's greatest test and greatest strength lies in their ability to control their anger and overcome their ego, cultivating humility in its place. Spiritually, Imam Jaffar al-Sadiq is revered as a guide by Sunni Shias and Sufi scholars alike. His mystical teachings revolved around the core concepts of Tawhid, the absolute oneness of God, Taqwa, a deep, conscious piety, and Marifa, the intimate, divine knowledge of God. He believed that true spiritual growth comes from within. One who truly knows God becomes humble before him. He often reminded his followers that the quality of their worship mattered more than the quantity, stating, "The purity of the heart is greater than the number of prayers." 4. The Imam, the path to God, was paved with reflection and sincere supplication. He called reflection the best worship and described dua, or prayer, as the key that opens the door to divine mercy. Inner purity and self-awareness were not just virtues. They were the heart of faith itself. In an age where science and religion were often seen as separate, Imam al-Sadiq saw them as two sides of the same coin. He was a pioneer of Islamic science and philosophy, masterfully combining faith with rational inquiry. He encouraged his students to explore in the natural world as a means of appreciating God's magnificent creation. The subjects discussed in his circles were vast and ahead of their time. He spoke of medicine, highlighting the intricate link between the body and the soul. His most famous student in this field, Jabir ibn Hayyan, is now known to the West as Geber, the father of chemistry. The Imam also delved into astronomy, discussing planetary motion and the order of the cosmos, as well as geology and physics. exploring the creation of the earth and its water systems. His message was clear. Science and religion are not in conflict. They complete each other, each offering a unique lens to view the same divine reality. The Imam's vision for society was one built on justice, equality, and universal education. He taught that a just society is one where everyone, regardless of their status, is given their due rights. He championed equality, asserting that there is no superiority based on race, wealth, or lineage, a radical idea for his time. He reinforced the Islamic principle that seeking knowledge is a sacred duty for every single Muslim, male or female. He held women in high esteem, teaching a woman is a trust from God. Treat her with gentleness and respect. His compassion for the poor was boundless. He taught, he who fulfills the need of his brother, God will remove 1,000 sorrows from him. For Imam al-Sadiq, serving humanity was not just a social duty, it was one of the highest and most beloved forms of worship. The wisdom of Imam al-Sadiq is beautifully captured in his timeless sayings, which continue to inspire millions. He who controls his tongue safeguards his faith, he advised, emphasizing the importance of mindful speech. He reminded us that actions speak louder than words, saying, "A man is recognized by his deeds, not by his words." On resilience and faith, he taught, he who fears God is never humiliated, and patience is the key to faith. Perhaps most beautifully, he defined the essence of community and brotherhood with the saying, "The best act of worship is to bring joy to the heart of a believer." These concise yet powerful statements offer a practical guide to living a life of purpose, integrity, and compassion. Each one is a pearl of wisdom, as relevant today as it was over 1,000 years ago. So, what is the ultimate legacy of Imam Jaffar? It is a legacy of synthesis and enlightenment. In belief, he solidified the core tenets of faith. In worship, he emphasized sincerity over ritual. In morality, he championed truth and generosity. In knowledge, he united science, logic, and the Quran. In society, he called for justice and equality. And in spirituality, he guided souls towards self-purification and divine knowledge. He not only founded the Jaffari school of jurisprudence, which guides Shia Muslims to this day, but he also profoundly inspired Sunni Imams like Abu Hanifa and Malik ibn Anas, who were his own students. He paved the way for a golden age of Islamic science, philosophy, and ethics, leaving an indelible mark on civilization. Imam Jaffar al-Sadiq was more than an imam. He was a universal teacher, a scientist, a philosopher, and a spiritual master whose light transcended sectarian divides. His life and teachings form a powerful bridge between faith and intellect, between the sacred and the scientific, and between divine law and human compassion. He remains a towering symbol of truth, a fountain of wisdom, and a divine light for all of humanity, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge, when paired with a pure heart, is the highest path to God. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the life of one of Islam's greatest luminaries. If you found this video enlightening, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the depths of history and faith. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.